Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. Today we're talking about something that I've never really touched on in my channel before, which is iPhones and just smartphones in general. I do apologize, each video you guys are going to be seeing, my hair is going to get progressively worse. I think you guys might be able to relate. Unless you or one of your family members can cut your hair for you, you are very lucky in that case. For today's video with the iPhone 12 Pro, we're talking about the design, the specs, and what you guys should expect from this new iPhone coming out in November 2020. Normally on my channel, I've been making lifestyle videos, but with yesterday's videos being about technology, I figured that I would dive a little bit deeper into it. I would like to first just credit Justin C. He uploaded a video 16 or 17 hours ago about the iPhone 12 Pro, which inspired me to make this one for you guys, and that is also where I draw some of the information from. So as you guys know, the iPhone SE 2 is now available for ordering. That's an exciting leap in Apple, especially with their more budget-friendly options. I'm not going to personally get it because I have an iPhone 10 and I'm happy with where I'm at, but for those of you who are looking for a new phone or maybe to replace your iPhone 8 or lower models, that is going to be a perfect option for you for only $400. Now with the iPhone 12 Pro, I want to talk about the physical aspects of it, and also I want to touch on some things that I was expecting or some rumors that I had heard that didn't really come to happen, which is disappointing, but when we're talking rumors, it's kind of expected. As far as the design goes, there are some major, well, not really. There are some adjustments made to the design. Apple is kind of drawing from their iPad Pro models in a few ways. They're taking the squared edges design, the hard edges, and throwing that at the iPhone, although it's kind of similar to the original SE, which had those hard edges as well. I think for me, that's gonna be more than welcomed because that means for those of you guys who don't wanna use a case, whether it's to honor the designers of the phone because they put so much time and effort into how the phone looks, and that it's a shame to cover it up with a case. I've heard that argument before. I can't blame those of you who go caseless, because currently I am as well, even though my screen is cracked. But I think for us caseless people, it's gonna be easier to grip in your hands. You don't have to be as worried about it slipping away as easily. It's not gonna have that like 2.5D edge design. There's gonna be a very hard drop off as to where the screen is and isn't, as opposed to having it kind of curve around almost to the side and edges of the phone. I know there was a smartphone, not an Apple one, that actually had the side of the phone as part of the display. That was just horrendous. Also taken from their newest iPad Pro, Apple is gonna throw in a LiDAR sensor, and that is going to help with portrait mode and also with making accurate measurements in their measurement app, and also doing some VR virtual reality sort of stuff with your iPhone and some of the apps that are offered on the App Store. Basically, it just allows for there to be more accurate depth reading. The sensor scans and measures distances in a way it's kind of crazy. I don't have a very deep level of understanding for LiDAR sensors, which is fine because it's not really what I do, and I don't have any devices actually that have it, so I guess it's not really worth knowing a lot in my life. And the LiDAR sensor isn't the only new thing that's added to the camera square in the iPhone 12. The lenses are also going to possibly have faster apertures, which will mean that it will allow more light in and you will have more potential to blur out the background and make it look a little more professional. However, you will never catch me, ever, taking legitimate photos on an iPhone, and even if I had the iPhone 12 Pro, who knows? Actually, an update, I did make a video a few days earlier about how to get $700 a week from unemployment insurance, and that has actually been the case for me. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update. It is coming in every week, which is very nice. So sign up for unemployment if you have not already and if you are eligible. That way you can afford the new iPhone 12 Pro by the time November rolls in, because you'll have been able to stack up that money, put some of it towards that iPhone savings fund. Personally, I think that the overall design of iPhones has gotten sleeker and a little bit more sexy, but I think my favorite camera look, as far as just the physical like aesthetics of it, are from the iPhone 10. I think the 11 Pro cameras are pretty ugly. I do like the finishes that it has, the colors that they have. I think those are really beautiful, but I'm not a fan of the 3 cameras, and I certainly don't think I will be a fan of the 4 cameras. However, when you see what they're actually capable of, it's very impressive, and I think function takes priority over, you know, the fashion of it, so that completely makes sense to me. And if the LiDAR sensor really is a game changer on this phone, I'd definitely be willing to forgive that kind of visual atrocity. And it doesn't look that bad. It's just a square. It's a big square. But personally, I just thought the look of 2 lenses was much cleaner and looked a little bit less tacky. Kind of like if you use like a small Canon M50, but you throw like a 400mm lens on it. I don't know. Is it really worth it? Going to the front side of the phone, we're seeing a very welcomed change in the size of the notch. Ever since the iPhone 10 came out, people have been very upset about the notch. I think that has died down ever since Apple's been putting it in all of their Pro model iPhones. I can't believe the iPhone 10 has been out since 2017. I mean, it certainly doesn't run like it because it's working great for me, but the notch is going to be much smaller, and that is very exciting. One of the reasons why the notch has been so big on the iPhone 10, the 10s, and the 11 Pros are because Face ID, which is Apple's biometric scanning in order to allow you into the phone and to access passwords and secret private information, Face ID is one of the best facial recognition program software hardwares, but it does force you to sacrifice in the screen real estate that you have because it requires just more space. And so with the iPhone 12 Pro's smaller notch, it's much smaller. I did hear on Snapchat, this was not recent, so it's probably not the case. I did hear on Snapchat that they might be doing a on-screen Touch ID, so that would make sense as to why the notch is a bit smaller. But if you guys know anything about that, feel free to throw that in the comment section because I'm curious. I just didn't look it up, but I probably should have. So I guess this isn't everything you need to know about the iPhone 12. Maybe it's just everything except for one thing that regards the notch. Also, another rumor that I saw that was kind of just bullshit was talk of the iPhone 12 Pro having a hologram display, sort of like some Star Wars Tony Stark technology thing. I smelled bullshit from a mile away, and clearly that was complete and utter crap because that's not gonna happen. Especially not in 2020, so now watch, they're gonna announce it at the next keynote or something. Looking inside of the camera, I guess this isn't inside since it's still with the display. It's gonna have a 120 Hz ProMotion display. And with Apple's previous iPhones, which had 60 Hz displays, that means that it can play images, games, anything max at 60 FPS. And with the 120 Hz display, that means it can double that. So that's gonna be phenomenal. Personally, I mostly play Fortnite and Call of Duty on my phone with a Xbox controller. It works really well for me. The only complaints that I have are one, the screen's a little small, and it also dims quite often due to kind of power consumption and heat, but also two, the fact that it gets capped at 60 FPS and barely even reaches that when I'm actually in heavy gameplay. So I think the iPhone 12 Pro would address both of those issues with a bigger screen, especially if you get the Pro Max, and having the ability to clock in up to 120 Hertz, which would be phenomenal. This isn't anything new, but something that I am excited for is this new iPhone's ability to have Wi-Fi 6. The iPhone SE2 and Apple's 11 Pro series iPhones have that capability, so it's definitely something that has been implemented in their technology previously, but just the potential that this is going to have, and I don't even have Wi-Fi 6 anything yet, so I'm very excited to see kind of the changes that that brings to my daily life. But it's also gonna have 5G capabilities, which is great. It's gonna be fast, very fast. And especially once that becomes more of the norm. I think Apple is really setting up this phone to be relatively future-proofed, but then again, who knows, 2021 they could come out with a hologram iPhone. As I briefly touched on at the beginning of this video, the release date for this phone got pushed to November. That was announced by Goldman Sachs, apparently. So you guys might have to wait a little bit longer, but that's okay, because that'll give you a few more months to save up your funds to afford it. And the last thing that I really want to talk about with this phone are kind of just focused on the internals of it. One, it's going to change the battery shape from being an L-shaped battery to a square battery. They're going to move some of the internals around to make sure that that can fit, and it is going to make it more power efficient, being a 4400 milliamp hour battery. Although with the 120 Hertz ProMotion display, you can't forget that it's going to be drawing much more power. So I'm assuming that the battery life is going to be comparable to the iPhone 11 Pro series and Pro Max respectively, which isn't a bad thing, but I think they might make a few optimizations to make it slightly better. And also along with that, their processor for the new phone, there's gonna be a pretty big change. Unlike the iPhone SE2, where they took an old processor, added an extra core, and just tossed it in, this is a new, completely new design. It's smaller and it's going to be more powerful, a lot faster than previous generation processors. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As with all of my rumor videos, if you spotted any mistakes or any misinformation, feel free to just slam me in the comment section. This is kind of what we know as of the recording date of this video. And I'm excited to see what is going to be announced as far as what this phone has and what it can do. So definitely stay tuned for some of that information as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. Make sure to like this video, comment in the section below what you think about the iPhone 12 Pro. Are you going to get it? Is this going to be an exciting iPhone for you guys? And make sure to share this video with your friends if you found this information to be helpful or useful in any way.